Welcome, everyone, and to our meeting of June 18th, our regular meeting. As we gather today, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of this committee and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history. And we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. And please join me in a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. And good evening, everyone. In the last couple of weeks, I have spent plenty of time in waiting rooms, thinking of a plan moving forward in regards to our expenses. I am sure all of us do not want to see another high tax increase, and I hope everyone agrees with this. I have talked with other mayors and CEOs from other municipalities, not just in our county, but upper tier as well as lower tier, just like us. We share the same problems: revenue shortfalls, expense increases. None of us want to decrease service levels, but we all want the best of both worlds. For your information, an average rural municipality would have a 3 to 5% tax increase annually, in addition to using $1 to $300,000 out of reserves to balance their provisional budget. Ours, of course, was 17% tax increase, in addition to taking $545,759 out of working reserves, as well as $30,000 out of ORPG reserves. So as you can see, we have a lot of work to do now. This work has to be done before we think about our 2025 budget. This must be our #1 daily priority to get us back on track. Our current dilemma could lead us to not qualifying for grants or affect us for funding from both provincial and federal governments. Please do not treat this as a scare tactic. This is real, very real. We could have asked for an outside review of our expenses, but I feel very comfortable in doing this review internally with everyone's cooperation. The subject of the review will be how the 2024 budget values were determined and what each line consists of. As I had said earlier, everything has to be on the table, such as councillor composition and policies and procedures that have a dollar impact. We may have outgrown our current policies and procedures, and they may not be feasible in today's financial climate. I have heard many stories and excuses about why we are in this position, such as unpaid taxes and water and sewer arrears. We do not budget for people to not pay their taxes. This affects our reserves and our cash on hand. Our focus has to be on our expenses, which was $1,072,621 more than what we budgeted for income. This is bad business. We have been elected to run this municipality efficiently. We need to investigate and make spending changes, keeping in mind what we are required to do and what we can afford to do. Phase 1 of the plan is to have the review done by October 31st, 2024. There may be changes to policies and procedures that must be implemented immediately. Our agenda for the 2020 or June 25th finance meeting is to start to review in detail all revenue lines. And we'll be discussing tax arrears, water and sewer arrears, property standards bylaw, vacant home tax bylaw, sale of lands, short-term rentals, storage containers, and whatever else anyone can think of. And that'll take care of, hopefully, our revenue side. I will send a copy of this agenda later this week so everyone can prepare for the meeting. A couple of notes in regards to County Council. Some good news things. The Winter Games, the 2023 Ontario Winter Games, which was such a success. Melissa Bishop announced to the community that we will have a legacy fund of $375,000 to benefit the community. And that is broken down to sports clubs, youth sport clubs, major sports, etc. I think everyone got a copy of that. And today, the release came out as far as the County of Renfrew announces new supportive bridge housing initiative. The county has signed a 3-year lease at the KHR facility. The lease is for a separate area within the facility that is currently vacant. Renovations of the space are expected to be underway later this month to create rooms for up to 14 residents, with an occupancy target of late fall 2024, which is, you're going to see a lot more of this happening now in other communities. So I just wanted to pass that on. And does anyone have any pecuniary or financial interest to declare? Let me see. Oh,
I am not declare at the time.
okay. Wow. Okay. Declare at the time.
This 375,000, is that for Renfrew County or is that for?
Yes, Renfrew County.
Okay, so
And there'll be an application process that'll be sent out. Good question. And now at this time, I'd like to introduce Catherine Carruthers, who's the board chair of Senior Women Living Together. Welcome.
Normally I have slides, but people can skip it, and I think they were sent to be available, so we can make all of the information available if you want it later. So I'm the board chair of Senior Women Living Together. What we do is help older women find compatible homemates and then create successful shared living arrangements in rental housing. We've spent a lot of the last couple of years coming up with all of the documentation about our mission and core values and all of that for funders. And now what we're doing is creating an outreach program to go around to different areas of the province of Ontario. So I'm the person doing this right because I live closest of all of our board members. So we were founded by a lady named Pat Dunn in 2019 as a Facebook group. After she was widowed, she found herself to have much less financial means than she had anticipated. And she was actually on the verge of being homeless, and she went on Facebook and started looking for women to share an apartment or something, just so she wouldn't be homeless. And within a few months, like by the time she had found the people that she wanted to work with, she had several hundred women in her Facebook group. So rather than just saying, okay, I'm okay, she organized the nonprofit and has been doing this kind of work since 2019 now. And so currently we're an incorporated not-for-profit operating in the province of Ontario. We're a totally volunteer organization. We've got 8 board members and a group of about 20 other volunteers who help work in our chat groups and work on the website and stuff like that. And what we do, we started out saying we would charge a certain rate. I think it's $10 a month to join the website and have access to our resources and other members. But what we found is that something like 90% of the women joining our site declare that they have an income of less than $24,000 a year. So we're not going to charge them to find other women in similar straits. So what we're going towards now is, rather than having any membership cost, we'll just have free membership for everyone, with the ability to give us a donation if they want to and are able. So what we provide on our website is resources to help women understand the benefits and risks of shared living, and tools and guidance to find compatible homemates and build successful homemate agreements, and opportunities to create friendships with potential homemates. We are not looking to provide emergency housing. What we are creating lists of resources for that type of thing where we find them. But what we want to do is create long-term stable homemade groups that support each other and also reduce everybody's housing costs. So the statistics on seniors in Canada and the number of living alone and living in poverty are only getting worse and worse all the time with the housing crisis and inflation and all of those things that we're aware of. And the other, aside from the money, the other goal is to reduce loneliness. There have been worldwide studies of loneliness causing shorter lifespans, increased medical costs, and just your physical and emotional and mental health is decreased with loneliness. So we try to solve both of those. So our homemade process is that a woman will sign up on our website, and we define senior as 55 and older, and women as anyone who identifies as women. So you start by signing up on our website and then create a profile with quite a long questionnaire that is it's updated regularly as people come up with new things to ask about, or, some things kind of go away. But it's, we ask all kinds of lifestyle questions about smoking, alcohol use, pets, food, religious beliefs, all of that kind of stuff, just to gauge, kind of like on a dating site, to be able to filter the people that you would be compatible with. And also where you're located currently and whether you want to relocate, because if you're filling out the profile and saying you're in Ottawa, but you want to live in Killaloe, then we want the people here to find you, not the people in Ottawa, so you can be listed in both of those. And then once you fill out your profile, then you can search. And we don't do a lot of that. Again, we're 8 volunteers covering the province of Ontario. So we just check things for kind of, if it seems right, then you're in, and you can search through the other profiles that are on the site. And we're working on making them easier to filter because we are a technology platform, but again, our audience is entirely made up of senior women, and a lot of them are not highly technical. So we try to make it as easy as possible for them to find each other. And then they can contact the people that they find directly on the website and have chat sessions and then put together meetups. And we recommend that people spend at least a couple of months getting to know each other before they proceed. And then once they found their homemade group, we have a template for a thing we call the homemade agreement that just spells out all the stuff they've agreed on to make their eventual home more pleasant. So they then they find that we don't provide rental accommodations, but we are finding that we're, we're getting a lot of landlords approaching us now to say that they would prefer to have our senior women living in their rental properties. And so we can match up the homemade groups that have signed their agreement with landlords that have properties to rent. And we've also, very recently, we've been approached by a builder who's interested in creating affordable housing. And they're doing 3D printed buildings, so they're working on an 8 to 10 bedroom building near Peterborough. So a lot of our early success stories are around either Peterborough or the GTA, because that's where Pat started 5 years ago, and then in the GTA, just because there are so many more people there and the housing is so much more expensive. So we had a lot of success there early. Our objective for this year is to increase both like we're doing this outreach to increase the number of women we have signed up on the site, so that everybody has more choice of people to match up with, because it's more likely you're going to, and especially in smaller communities, you know, if you're looking for two other people to share a 3-bedroom house, and we only have 4 or 5 signed up on the site, and you already know them. It's been a little more challenging. So we want to both do that increase in membership, and also we're hoping with some of, we've applied for a couple of grants to add volunteers doing kind of training in nonviolent communication and conflict resolution and stuff like that, so that we can help people have more success. And we're also seeking out partnerships with more advocacy and housing groups. We've had a lot of people saying, oh, why don't you start doing advocacy about all of these issues? And it's like, we're trying to stay focused on the one thing that we're doing reasonably well and grow that, and partner with other groups doing advocacy and with other housing organizations. So that, in a nutshell, is what we're doing.
Well, thank you. I'll open it up. Does anyone have any questions?
A high success rate? Are you,
So far with our, like the resources we've had so far, we have almost 100 women in shared housing. The longest start like is Pat and her homemates have been in their home for almost 5 years. And they're currently looking for another home, but not other people. Just because one of the homemates has some mobility issues, so they're looking for something that's more accessible.
it's a great idea.
Thank you.
How many other municipalities in our county have you talked to? I know you did county council.
I've done. I'm just trying to think over the last, since the county council, I've done 8 presentations, but some of them, like quite often I'm presenting to a seniors group.
Okay.
So, like the Golden Age Activity Center in Renfrew and in Eganville, Echo something. Yeah, Echo something in Eganville, they have a seniors lunch, so.
Because I would think the more of the message that you get out
Mhm.
in the county or just this area, that would build your base up. But you still have to you need people to enroll and do their profiles to get it going. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
Your presentation must have been really good. They're very quiet.
Thank you.
Motion for the minutes of the previous meetings, regular council meeting of June 4th, open and closed.
Moved by Harold Levine, second by Maureen McMillan, motion to approve the minutes of the regular council meeting of June 4th, 2024, open and closed sessions.
Questions or concerns? Or discussion? Page 5, just page 5, a spelling mistake. Kathy Lyons, is spelled Lyons. All those in favor of the motion? Carried. Now we'll go into our reports. I guess Dale, you're up.
So we got one proposal back for the reports. It's over budget. We had 135.5 to do the replacement of the boards, demolition, and the two ad boards. Zircon came back with their own proposal, and they came back to do with what we had in the RFP at 165.5. That's before taxes, so 187.5. $187,015, including taxes, puts us at 51,515 over budget. That is using the fiberglass reports, like our board is fiberglass, because it doesn't shrink or anything, and will last a little longer. But the shrinkage should tend to break up a little quicker. They did give us an option of 13,000 less to stay with standard board, which came in at 152.5. With taxes goes at 172,325 at $36,825 over budget.
So we have monies of 135.5, right? That was our grant. And the first one with the high boards was how much in cost?
187.
That's with GST or without?
That's including the GST.
Okay, take that out. What's that?
165.5.
165. And the one, the lesser quality is
152.5.
152.5. So the least one is 27,000 more.
Which still means on taxes.
Yeah, but we don't include taxes. Because that's a separate, taxes go in a different place. Any comments on the
I
board?
think it's ridiculous.
Think we have to run it again and try to get somebody get some more bids on it. We have lots of time before we need it.
We don't, that's the problem. As it is now, if we proceed, believe we're going to be having to ask for an extension. Because the completion date for it is the end of October. That's when the money has to get tested, it's supposed to be complete. We can request an extension and usually they grant them no problem, but like there's a 12-15 week just manufacturing these things, so to be done for this winter, it'll be that's just above the three. They'll come to what we've got. Our ring surface isn't standard. I call it's not standard ring size as in official ring size. We are a little bit different in size. And change that.
Anybody down there? Any comments?
Is there anything that can be excluded? You talked about using different materials, but other parts of the project, or is it solely the rink works that we're getting
We
done?
can exclude the $1,500 of it for the sideboards.
Yeah, that shouldn't even be in there.
The dashboards.
But that's the only thing that's not required, as of right now, as it is, the penalty boxes will only have one door instead of two. We're not playing minor hockey, so that's not really critical, it's but. That's about the only difference, we did reduce the fence height to a normal standard fence height of 4 foot instead of the 6 foot. Just to try and reduce our costs as much as possible. On it,
So is that including new fencing too?
there's chain link fencing that goes around it, that's actually. Right. In the reports themselves, like right now, what's there's. How do you describe it? It's the old fence off of one of the schools, and it's just kind of. Mounted to the side of the reports, these ones here are actually, the property.
Like we're talking about the screens above the boards, right?
Yeah.
It is mandatory to have something.
Well, yeah, of course.
I was gonna say. You don't have professional hockey there, why do we need to be?
How much is that part of the project, the screens?
It's all part of the project.
Doesn't matter because it has to be
It
there.
has, no, but it's, if we,
What's there,
No, you see me talking about it, it has to be there.
oh, the old stuff can't work.
wouldn't say it'd be off the top to do it, and then there'd be more cost for manufacturing developing. The system for it to conflict.
Where did the initial quote of 135.5 come from?
The initial quote, initially it came from Wellmar. I don't remember the exact number between Wellmar and. It was in Zircon, between the two of them, that's where he had gotten his quoting from. Gotta remember, this took place well over a year ago, by the time the grant is granted, and then the timeline of getting to this point, he was just going.
No, I know, I'm just asking what.
But that's,
came from.
yeah, that's where those numbers came from, was what this is quoted at that time. It's always a risk doing this, that's the worst part, is like unless you can't add a buffer in there for knowing prices are going up, because when applying, you have to provide your quotes and. You have on the
I've
risk.
written granted to.
Yeah, right, most of the time, by the time you get the approval or whatever back, folks are past timeline with their good part of this.
Have we ever asked for an extension on a grant before?
Sure.
I think we have.
I wouldn't be surprised, because it is a very common thing to happen, like.
I remember it being discussed at one time and I just can't remember what grant it was. But I'm pretty sure we have. It'd just be a shame to lose a grant.
I know.
I know it's,
What's the difference between the very expensive boards and the last 6 pages? Explain what the difference is?
17 and 30.
No, but what's the difference in material? Like, what's the big
Cardboard is
difference?
plastic, off the. Regular dashboards, which is standard puckboard, tend to expand and contract with heat. So basically, they're exactly the same as what we've got, and over the years with the expanding and contracting, that's when they start to crack, break, screw joints.
So with the cheaper one, does it still go over plywood?
No, neither one of them go over.
Plywood.
No, there's, I don't know how many people have been to Barry's Bay, they've got the exact same system.
Yeah.
That's quoted here, and. I'm not gonna say positive, but I don't believe there's any plywood back for the be
You know,
fine.
most of them are now, the one in Rankin and the one on the reserve are the same. It's
Okay, Rankin is the same system.
Yeah.
They did these, the same company that bid their on for this, did the Rankin rink. That's going back for 15 years ago now, maybe more than that. Not right, but the gentleman that came from Belmar did confirm that he did do the Rankin thing. And they did just do the Hospitalis.
Is there a warranty on those doors, either one, and what's the difference in that, more expensive one?
That I'm not sure. Right. I can look into it, but I don't know. One way or the other.
Like this. 20-some thousand actually we're paying, it'll be.
Yeah, that's, the biggest difference is the HDPE, which is the fiberglass. They are UV rated board and they don't shoot as much. Both are 1/4 inch thick, which is the thing, is what we've got on there now is 1/4 inch, but.
I think those boards down there have been on there for how long, Ted? Oh my God.
There's been some replaced over the years, but they do last.
They've been there for
At least 20 years.
Yeah, with a few feet, some replaced, so they're gonna last for quite a while, and they can, each piece can be replaced.
So is Zircon the company that goes and sources out who they get the boards from, or do you do that?
This was quoted through Wellmar originally, and that's the same company that Zircon quoted with. The only other company was a company at Quebec that inquired to us about it during the tender process. And the only other company at the time that he was able to get a quote from was a company out of Alberta. And they can't come here to do the install for clearance. So they did give a quote for quote purposes, but we weren't even willing or able to do.
So, yeah, Bill?
Personally, I'm not prepared to make a decision about spending an extra $17,000 to $30,000 tonight, but we have a finance committee meeting where we can have more discussion. About it next week about where we can find that amount of money in the budget, perhaps to go ahead with it.
In addition,
Right, it'd be ashamed to lose it.
in
You should
addition,
give the money back to the government.
in addition to that. For the time being. Can we let Dale go ahead and source out, see if there's anywhere else that we can get boards from?
I can't do that, not on a tender like this. We can ask Zircon if they can try and source another system, but maybe that's not something that we can do, that's a proposal.
We would have to retender.
Yeah, we would have to retender. As it is now, Zircon is giving us a November 1st to 15th. Start finish date, so that is technically beyond, so we do have to, as a agreement right now. I would say if we start over. Yeah, we let them maybe next year, which I don't think they're gonna give us a full year.
Everyone okay with Bill's suggestion to wait until next week?
Yeah.
Have further discussion? Okay,
I will have to inform Zircon. That is sort of going to wait on it to discuss it, because they do give us basically their standard 10-15 day. Quote is good for this one, because they gotta look at how long their quote from Walmart is to.
I understand that the general manager of Zircon watches our board meetings, or watches our council.
He's watching tonight, get you can guarantee. But I will give him a call in the morning, just let him know, because he is the only bidder.
okay. Anything else, Dale?
So
Thank you. Bob?
Good evening all. Look at fire operations since our last report on May 23rd. We've had 4 calls. On May 23rd, we had hydro lines down on Stone Church Road. On the 26th, we had an alarm at St. Andrew's School. That was related to security system updates. June 1st, we had illegal burning on Round Lake Road, and June 13th, hydro line on fire on Round Lake Road at Kane. Ongoing activities, weekly truck checks, monthly equipment checks, recent events. On May 23rd, St. Andrew's School, I did the update on the fire safety plan. May 25th, we were at KPS for the car wash. May 30th, we had KPS Fun Day. June 1st, checked out the Killeen Farmers Market, June 5th, went through County Fire Chiefs Association meeting in Pembroke. Upcoming events, we have an OFM Town Hall tomorrow, bi-monthly meeting on July 9th, the Chiefs meeting on September 4th, and another one on December 4th. In the interim, we have a couple of bi-monthly meetings on September 10th and November 26th. Recent training on Tuesday, May 21, we did extrication, both the theory and the practical. May 28th, which we did extrication, which is airbag stabilization and cribbing. June 11th, hydrants, hose stream relay pumping. And tonight we're doing water supply, porta tanks and high haul pump. Upcoming training, you've seen this list before. Didn't make any changes. This is what we'll be doing to the end of this calendar year. And recent events with the CEMC, most of you realize we did a emergency management training exercise on May 28th. And on June the 13th, we had the spring capital sector meeting. It was held in Rockland. I joined online. That's it for here.
Anybody have any questions for Dean or for Bob? Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I just wanted to let council know that we've run into some issues regarding our household hazardous and special waste today. Bucket Transport cannot confirm the data requested in February. And I've been told that the company has been sold. However, I've not heard this from Buckham, and I continue to reach out, and Buckham just won't, they cannot confirm the date. So we have to, we've been working on moving forward because we need to pick a date. So we did contact a company called Brendar. The best date that they can do for us is September 14th. However, they're not part of the automotive material stewardship program. They don't, they're not part of the organization. So that might pose a little bit of for the reporting, because they do the reporting. So the other company that we've reached out to is GFL. And we are waiting for a response to see if they are willing to take us on. So I know she's called a couple of times and left messages, and we're just waiting for a response back. But right now, I know that Madawaska Valley and BLR went with Brendar, so I don't know if council wants to move forward with that. We can receive a quote from them and see what the costs are going to be for that. But again, like I said, the earliest date they can do is September 14th. And then as discussed at the June 4th meeting, I prepared resolutions to enter into the agreement with Holly Transportation to fly the pride flags and remuneration. And if council is okay, I can start by reading off the resolutions.
Can we go back to the waste day for a minute? So, is everybody okay with Tammy going ahead with September 14th?
We have to
Check
do
that date?
something.
Or
Technically.
does the GFL, is it GFL?
Mhm.
Do we have a good relationship with them, or we do with them? So they might, can we do both at the same time?
Well, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah,
And
okay.
AMS right now is part of, GFL is part of AMS right now.
Which would be very good for us.
Mhm.
But we don't know what their date would be yet.
No.
If they would do it. Okay, so we're up in the air. Okay. Sorry.
Moved by Harold Levine, second by Maureen McMillan, that council for the township of Killu, Hagerdean Richards hereby agrees to enter into an agreement with Holly Transportation Services Incorporated of Tillsonburg, Ontario for services in recovering power takeoff fuel tax refunds, and directs the CAO clerk treasurer to sign all respective paperwork for this agreement.
Questions or discussion? All those in favor? Carried.
Does everyone know about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Moved by Ted Brown, second by Harold Levine, that council for the township of Killu, Hagerdean Richards hereby agrees that moving forward, the pride flag will be flown at the municipal office for the month of June indefinitely.
Questions or discussion? All those in favor? Carried.
Moved by Ted Brown, second by Maureen McMillan, that at the regular meeting held on June 4th, 2024, the mayor and council for the township of Killoughby, Hagerty, Richards hereby discussed and agreed not to increase mayor and council meeting rates and remuneration rates by 3%.
Questions or discussion? All those in favor? Carried.
Public Works Superintendent Dean Hawley asked that I advise council that he will be moving forward with the hiring process of the soon-to-be vacant Public Works position, so it will be posted in the newspapers. Our normal process, and council will be updated as to interviews and when they will be taking place. I wanted to thank the council for allowing both myself and Charlene to attend the AMCTO conference. Once again, this conference allowed for networking, information, learning and sharing, and seeing what other municipal services are available, and from attending the exhibit hall. As council is aware, Colton officially started the Community Development Coordinator position on Friday, June 7th, and has been busy familiarizing himself with the position. He's already prepared action plans for the upcoming summer events, and he's prepared a draft RFP for the structural review of the barn at KPP. Colton looked into the purchase of the naloxone kits and the cost of them, and for 10 kits, it will cost approximately $1,147, and I'm wondering if council wants to move forward with this purchase. So the 10 would be for the trucks at the roads department, and I believe one here, one at the visitor information center, and then for the community development.
You can come to Watershed and get training and get a kit for all the
Yes,
stuff.
everybody has training,
They're available free some
Free.
places.
not for municipalities. No, we've contacted the local pharmacies. We've contacted the health unit. They're not free for us. We have to pay as an organization, we have to pay for them.
Really?
And I know Chris ran into that a while back.
We had conversation about this before, did we not? With these kits?
That's how Tammy looked into it.
So. We want the 10 kits?
I think it's very important for the community development person who's at all the events. That's the one that I think is really, really, really important.
So did we want to purchase 2 maybe for community development and then 1 for the visitor information center?
I would
We'll
at
purchase
least
3 kits.
those.
Should we have one here at the township office, 4 kits?
Yes. We have people trained in all those.
Where, yeah, we receive training yearly when we do our first aid and CPR.
And our tourist girl, she would have that too, training?
Yes.
So the proposal is for 4 kits instead of 10.
I would agree to that. I think we should have one here. Just like we have the DFib.
And the tourist booth, I think for sure, yeah. The 2 for the community development person. That would be one he carries all the time? Or,
I think he should have one in the vehicle, whatever vehicle he's using
Yeah.
to go to events. For
And-
sure.
what would the 4th one be then?
Municipal office.
Well, the office, yeah.
What about the library? No?
They have.
They have,
Oh, they have them?
So
Well,
they
the
have-
library has them, why we wouldn't need one up here. would
Yeah.
we?
that was my question.
Yeah, I didn't realize the library had one.
Was theirs free?
Yes,
Yeah, they
I
can.
don't know how you go about them or whatever, but I know that we have. them.
And any individual from the public can go into the local pharmacy and get one. They just will not provide them to us for free as an
So
organization.
could the staff individually come down and just get a formative training and get a kit? I mean, honestly,
Somebody just go and donate it to the township after.
I was thinking about that one, keeping my mouth shut.
well, Colton can come down. We're probably gonna be doing more training at the, we had it at the food bank. We might be doing more down there, so I put in, your staff is more than welcome. Township staff is more than welcome to come. And,
Can we hold off until our next meeting to see if we can find a creative solution?
yeah,
So in other words, like,
I think there's creative solutions, yeah.
so in other words, the 8 of us, we could go in to the drugstore?
You can all come to get some training.
But if you're already trained, will they just give you one, leave here?
Well, I think they have to legally go over it with you.
You were on a good roll there. What's next?
Okay, so Colton brought to my attention that there's a grant available by the name of the Community Coaching Grant, where eligible organizations can apply and receive up to $1,000 to cover the cost of sourcing for new equipment. He's indicated that he's been in discussion with the local pickleball group and is inquiring with council if he could move forward in applying for this grant on behalf of the group to purchase new equipment if successful.
Oh, yes. Pickleball people have.
All those in agreement? Tim? $1,000 grant.
Okay, and lastly, Colton has advised that the Edenville leader reached out to him for an interview, so keep an eye out for the article in the next coming weeks, because he's agreed to the interview.
By Alex?
I met him here last week.
The Valley Gazette inquired with the township if we are willing to once again advertise the Canada Day festivities with them again. And I just, normally we do a full page, but I just wanted to inquire with council if that's if they wanted to continue with that. So a full page is $350 plus tax, a half a page is $200 plus tax, and a 3/4 page is $275 plus tax. So I just wanted to know if council
So we would
what
have,
size that they would want to do.
we would have to get that in next week or for next week's edition. Because today's the 18th, right?
What size do we normally use?
Well,
Normally the full page, so it's $397, I think, with taxes.
and we would do one in the Eganville Leader also,
So I think we just have to do.
Full page?
one in each. Everybody okay with that?
Oh, and lastly, the Eganville Leader has indicated that they will not be able to continue to print the newsletter at the price of $1,275 due to an increase in the costs associated with the printing. They've indicated that the new price would be $1,650 plus tax. And I'm inquiring with council if you would like to continue having the Edenville Leader produce the newsletter, or if you would like us to direct staff to investigate alternate options.
Well, I do believe when we looked into it last time, it wasn't cheaper anywhere else.
Isn't that why we went with the leader, because it was the cheapest?
I believe so, yeah.
The other thing is, how much was the increase there? Sorry, I missed that.
So it went from $1,275 to $1,650.
$400. 400 times, how many editions? 6?
406.
6 issues.
6. 400 times 6, so it'd be a $2,500 increase over the year.
Was that for each print?
Yeah.
Wow.
So if there is a possibility to check if there are cheaper locations or people, but I think we could defer that to our meeting next week too. Is that okay?
I defer because we're gonna start spending. It costs money to look into this too, so.
Everyone's okay deferring?
Okay, that's all I have in open. I have one matter in closed.
Okay,
I have a question for Tammy on the meetings. Is there a committee of adjustment meeting on the 2nd? Or do you know?
2nd of,
July? We had an email,
oh yeah, the 6:30 one,
but
right?
never got confirmation. Whether it was a go or not.
Okay, I'll confirm with Kim. She was on the email.
Yeah,
Okay, confirm.
Yeah, it says
That's
July 2nd,
Carl, what's his name out there around Lake that had the airplane?
Oh, Neil.
Manifil,
Montana.
July 2nd at 6:30.
I
You'll
will
let us-
confirm. Yeah.
You'll let us know.
like it.
Anybody else have anything for Tammy? Okay, moving along. Examination of the accounts, building general voucher number 05-2024. Any questions?
I have somebody.
Brian,
26, 19.
sorry, 26?
318, 26, 319.
26,318 is the two donations to CRC, so one is $5,000 for youth programming and the other one is $7,500 for senior academy.
And 26,319, that is the fire department, mental health services insurance.
Just I didn't know.
I got a,
Yes, sir.
I got a whole bunch of them here. No, I'm just looking at, where's it down? 26, 292, 293, 294, 295. I just want, and whatever numbers were.
All those $100 ones?
Yes,
That's the return of the permit.
Permits, they have to get a permit.
okay, fine, that's great. But no,
And then 295 would probably be 3 of them. That's it?
I just seen all the time, it's going out the line.
This side of the room, any questions? We're good? Committee reports.
Got a couple things.
No.
They're short.
Well, back and forth.
So Bill and I attended the Tiny Town Summit in Minden. We took Michaela, our community development student, with us. It was wonderful. It was a lot about small communities. I like what his post was, the sun does not forget a village because it is small, like us. And it really fit with where we live. It was really devoted to rural towns and how to really get yourself on the map. So I think I've come back really inspired. I'm sure Bill, there was some talk about housing. What else? What am I missing here? What pieces am I missing?
What jumped out for me was the different creative options for housing, and there's an organization, there was a speaker at the conference who is the leader at an organization called Places for People, and it's a volunteer group that raises money in the community in some pretty unique ways, and then purchases a home with it and renovates it and rents it out for a low income, and they have 8 properties now. 6 of those are single family units, and there's a 5-plex and an 8-plex, and I think it's really a possibility for I'm going to invite the person who presented there to come and present maybe to some organizations here in town.
Yeah, that was a light bulb moment, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you consider it then coming to council, or is it better to
No,
groups?
no, because we're not in the job of doing.
Oh, is it? No, but
Yeah.
at least the message would get out, through the media, etc.
Yeah, anyway,
So,
yeah, really good, a really good learning opportunity. I was very happy that we went, and I was really happy Michaela came with us as well, because I think it was a really good learning opportunity for her. The second thing I just have is that there was an Irish gathering meeting. This is the last one, this Thursday at 7 in council chambers. And Colton will be coming, so I don't think we'll need a key. I'm not sure you want to give us key ever. And
For those that don't know what happened.
yeah, Bill came out as proud as a peach and said, I locked the door, and I said, the key is like right there. Like the front door, so anyway, but Colton's gonna come and meet the Irish gathering people, and this is the final meeting, so everything that we talk about now, everything's gonna be kind of locked in stone from this point. So, and it's going along, and we're under budget for the Irish gathering, which is amazing. So that's all I have.
Way to go, Bill.
Any other committees? Yeah, Ken?
Just Carol, Harold, myself and Dean went to Cornwall to the Rhodes Conference or the trade show. It was good. There's a lot of stuff that's repeat, but we did talk to a guy. I don't know if you guys remember. Dean brought Dallas in to talk about the GPSs. Well, we run into another company down there, so Dean's gonna be in contact with them. See if we can get better pricing.
Cheaper version.
I think that's the email I got today from that guy.
What was that called? Data links or something? I forget.
I forget which the one it was here, but the one down there was Dicon or Dican.
Does the library have anything to report? I gotta start asking that question.
Library?
Uh,
The plant sale made like $7,000.
yeah, almost $7,200 the most ever. The cookbook sales are going really well.
Yeah,
Or at least they're off to a good start. Yeah, no, and they're getting ready for their annual book sale, which is on the Friday of the August long weekend in the back parking lot here. And that's another good fundraiser for them.
and the board was very happy with the passing of our budget. The fact that they got what they were asking for, that I think means a lot to the staff there, and you know, again, it's like, it was a little amount, but it means a lot down there, and they do so much and so much service to our community. It's like a drop in the bucket for all they do.
And can you mention about the cookbooks? Please?
Yeah, the cookbooks are for sale for $20 a piece. 100% of that, so $20 from every sale goes directly to the library because the friends of the library paid for the printing up front.
I did buy 2 last week. Yeah, we do.
Summer reading program, so the library has a number of summer programs, including their summer reading program. So that's for people to participate.
I just have
Anybody
one
else?
thing to mention under the library. I just think she should be mentioned. Elta Kelly passed away this week, and she was a former
Yeah,
member of the board and our librarian years ago, and just the respect to the family, she should be mentioned.
yeah, she was
Good
a
point.
longtime CRC, former CRC employee, and a very active Lions volunteer as well, so they
Good
lots
point.
to the community.
Sure.
I had a meeting with Vanessa McClellan and Linda LeBaire about the car show in Round Lake. And then I had a little meeting with Michaela, and this week I come in, got introduced to Colton, and we had a good talk about the stuff to be done and that stuff there. So it's I'm gonna go to
Great. And the dates of the car show?
11th of August.
Any other committees? I think we're good.
Short meeting, eh?
Yeah. Remember who said that, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. We won't let her forget that. Correspondence. Certificate of participation. The actual certificate is on the back part of your page that you got. The next one, thank you from Don Reed and Catherine White. That was I'm gonna tell you, it was an outstanding event. The unveiling of the bench, it was really good. Probably was close to 50 people there. Sorry? You don't have that one? Thank you.
I've seen it somewhere.
Yeah, we have it.
You know, we're getting the bottom of the
I thought it was a very meaningful event for our community. Council, there was a concern on their part in regards to the bench being tied down. Because I'm not sure how heavy it is. I didn't really lift it or move it, but their concern is the tie down of the security of the bench. They don't want anything damp. You got to see the bench. It's beautiful, like hockey sticks and a puck in it. It was really good. Would council consider giving direction to Tammy to direct Dean to secure the bench on our part?
I think it has to be secure, or it's gonna probably end up somewhere we don't.
I hate to see it picked up and moved or, you know, that type of thing. And like, it's beautiful.
Sorry, is this from Don Reed?
Yeah.
That, I was talking to Steve there, I was supposed to inform Butch's granddaughter, our daughter, whether this was being done. And he told me July, he never got back to me on it.
And what? I think there's, is there a picture, Tammy?
Yeah, a few pictures, you know.
Yeah. So, back to my original question. Can we give Tammy direction to give Dean direction to tie it down? Whether
Oh, she
through
would tie it down,
chain or what,
Maybe a chain? Chain on
I'm
it?
not qualified to make that,
but chain to what?
I don't know, that's a Dean question, not a.
yeah, that's, like, I have no idea.
Gail.
Or Dale. Yeah,
Okay,
Dean,
let report that.
we're okay to give that direction? Council? Brian?
Now, the other one stopped down. Down here.
I don't know.
Well, it's just,
Well, yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're all cemented in.
Cement.
I think that, one that, give the. One up far in there, the green one, was seniors. Or something. I know that's cemented in that thing.
So we can go ahead and ask Dale to get back to us, or,
You'll have to get back this.
Yeah. okay? There's two, pieces of correspondence from complaints in regards to garbage and fires. Does anyone have any comments?
Well, we're not changing the fire bylaw, we just got it changed a couple of years ago so we can have them, so.
It was from Jim.
Jade Lake.
Jay Blake. If they're burning stuff that's not supposed to be burnt, he's gonna have to call fire chief to investigate.
I think we have that bylaw already in there.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah, it's right in the bylaw what you can, can't burn and everything. So I'd advise him if. That was to you. He emailed you. Well, I'd email him back and just inform him that. There's a bylaw that has to be followed and. If he has a complaint, he'll have to notify the fire chief when they are burning.
When they are burning.
And the property standards one. If it's garbage, the health unit can come in and deal with it. But
Good luck with property standards.
So I'll write, back to. So I'll reply to both those emails then, okay? And we have a resolution for the OPP resolution.
Moved by Ted Brown, second by Carl Peel, the council for the township of Kilburn, Hagerty and Richards hereby supports the resolution received from the municipality of Tweed as attached regarding OPP funding and sustainable funding for small rural municipalities. And further that this resolution be circulated to Premier Doug Ford, the Minister of Solicitor General, the Minister of Finance, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, and all municipalities in Ontario.
Questions or concerns? All those in favor? Carried. Oh, okay, I'm ready. Okay, moving on to bylaws. Number 8.
isn't there more?
Oh, did I miss one?
That's all under new business.
Okay,
So moved by Carl Keel, second by Brian Popowski, that bylaw number 2024, being a bylaw to authorize the mayor and CAO clerk treasurer to sign the amended municipal funding agreement for the transfer of Canada Community Building Funds for the municipal corporation of the township of Killaloo, Hagerty and Richards, be given its first, second, and third reading and finally passed this 18th day of June 2024.
Questions or concerns? All those in favor? Carried.
Yeah.
Plan B.
Moved by Harold Levine, second by Ted Brown, that bylaw number 21, 2024, being a bylaw to establish sewage and water rate for the year 2024 to provide sufficient revenue to meet the estimates required for the operation of the water and sewage plant for the municipal corporation of the township of Killy, Hagerty, and Richards, be given its first, second, and third reading and finally passed this 18th day of June 2024.
Questions or concerns? All those in favor? Here. Okay. Okay, anybody have any unfinished business?
Yeah,
Okay,
just email there about Simpsons Pit Road and speeding. That was, I believe, from you.
I think I got it here somewhere.
That guy had come to us previously. I just can't remember, did we sign him a letter
What's the speed?
informing him that that's a county road? You know?
I don't, when was that email sent?
Last week, maybe.
He had a previous one before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking about that.
Oh, yeah, here we are.
It looks like
It was,
he's dealing with
June-
Perkins too, so.
It was June 8th. This is the individual who, there's a file on emails. And Lee Perkins has been there. We've stayed away, we haven't responded, basically. And Lee has told them it is a county road. Do not bother the township with this. And he's been very clear. He's already met with them once in person. And I know Lee has told me lately, last week, that he is going to meet with him again. So
So do you know, my question is.
Yeah.
He said the truck was going between 85 and 90 kilometers an hour.
Did you got a
Is he a
radar?
radar gun or is he psychic or?
You might go that fast and by the street, right?
Yeah, after you get all across the holes.
Okay, that's good.
anybody else have any unfinished business? I just have one thing. In the spirit of transparency, I mentioned this last week or 2 weeks ago. I'm asking council to agree to have all future finance meetings broadcasted on YouTube. So I think, can we have a vote on that?
Matter if we can't hear it. We can, most of them,
We have minutes for every meeting. They can read the minutes. I don't think we need it on YouTube.
I think it just adds to being part of transparent. People have asked.
Nobody's ever asked me, so I'll vote against it. That's my
I don't think
opinion.
there's a lot of extra work putting it on YouTube, so I don't see why we wouldn't, we're pushing a button.
Okay, let's have a vote. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, my feeling is, I mean, I said the same thing when it came up at the beginning of our term, that committee meetings, no decisions are made at committee meetings. All decisions are made at these meetings. And at committee meetings, we're discussing a wide variety of different options. So, I mean, we can put it out there, but I would invite people to come to meetings.
Cause I think if people watch it, they might misread something or read into it a different way, and that's how
But
everybody
I'm
gets
all about
one.
transparency, so whatever.
I don't think we should assume, I think the more information people have, the better. Especially with our finances and especially when we're raising people's taxes. 17% in 1 year,
Good point.
and we might be raising them another, who knows what next year, like. I think it's good for people to learn about finances and all those things.
Another point too, Maureen, going along with the new website. Will it hopefully that'll include all the committee meetings also, right? And which is another layer of transparency too. So. I think the more we can give to them, it might be better. So.
I'm gonna bring something up. I was talking to fellow counselor tonight, and he missed it too. The taxes went up 17%, but I missed this in the whole complete finance meetings and stuff. Also, the area rate in Killoos went up 17%, and sewage and water is going up 10%. But I missed the area rate going up 17% in your financial statement with the report on the budget. It wasn't said at the time.
At that time,
The area rate is going up 17%.
But I don't think the area rate is going up.
It is going up 17%, Mr. Brown.
So it's paying 17%.
double.
You
1,700.
missed it too, right? I missed
Well,
it.
I don't
I
think
thought it was
that's, I don't think that.
It is.
Our
They're not
taxes
on
are,
top of each other, they're both going up 7.
yeah,
Yeah, well, it's still another 17%.
And plus the 10.
Well, I missed it.
I missed it, but I just.
Yeah, I missed it.
assumed that
You
would
get
happen.
it? I missed it. You missed it. I missed it. Did you got it?
Can I check back to what I had said?
Yeah, okay.
Look,
I
but
like that. But I was shocked that. I don't care about it, but I gotta pay it too. Everyone
No,
else has to
yeah.
do.
but I thought I did, but I will double check.
I like that.
I remember Will talking about it,
Pardon?
I remember Will talking about
I know
it, Will
that.
with one out.
I know, but I missed it. Ted missed it. Brian missed it.
I think he's talking about the reporting.
Well, But I'll check to make
Okay.
sure.
Thank you.
If I missed it, I apologize, because it is.
Did you get it wrong? I missed it.
Okay, back to
I know I'm not a college graduate, but I missed it.
the asking for the vote on the broadcasting on YouTube of the finance meetings. I'll vote. All those in favor?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Broadcasting. New business. Renfrew County Crime Stoppers. The Crime Stopper one, I believe Tammy sent this to everyone. Would you be interested in for Mr. Blackwell to come as delegate?
I would. When you actually not to come to a meeting about.
No, what he's indicating is just what the service, like who he is and that he's reaching out to local municipalities in Renfrew County. He's just introducing himself, so what Dave's asking is if council would entertain him coming as a delegate to one of the council meetings to report on Crime Stoppers.
For Crime Stoppers.
And you wouldn't necessarily have to come, you could come online to.
I'm not even sure where he's from. Well, he's in the county somewhere, so, what do you guys think? You want him to come as delegation, either live or Zoom?
How does it come live, so you can see it? OVP officer, I still don't know what she looks like.
Sorry, who did?
Our chief of police there, I don't know what she looks like.
And I haven't seen any radar on Queen Street yet either.
Intern police chief. The next one. David and Trudy Harrington. Masquerade.
What section of road is that?
That's
Is that
from-
to the
Last
west?
road,
When you cross.
Where the truck barn should be. I would like to. Did this come to you, Mr. Mayor, or?
Yeah.
I'd like
Well,
to use
no.
response then. And say we have a plan. In the future, or this year to. Remember we discussed putting a roll patch on there and grading it down.
Yeah,
to
it's already.
fill the holes.
Yeah.
If you respond to them and ask them, tell them we have a plan in the future, but. We'll, in the future, we'd like to fix that road, but we have a plan to put a Band-Aid on it for this year.
Actually, that was, to you, addressed to you, wasn't it? Or to Nathan?
That was given to Nathan, so I can reply. I
Oh.
can reply.
You'll reply. Okay,
That's what Dean said, right, Carl?
Yes, she's allotted $50,000 for road patch, and that's one of the big ones.
Yeah.
okay. The back-to-back toy bus requests.
Okay, so this is where I'm declaring.
I'm Maureen McMillan, declare pecuniary financial interest in regards to toy bus requests being presented, and I, Bill Smith, declare conflict regarding CRC's request to use the public space.
All those in favor? Yes, don't you do that?
No.
Good, Don.
So, the toy bus is requesting, to use, the rink on one upcoming Tuesday to be able to provide their toy bus, because they've got some toys that the kids drive around that they need pavement to go on, so they're asking for council, if they are able to do that, as well as, again, to utilize Station Park, Tuesday mornings, for the outdoor play program, as well to council. Now, council in the past has approved these requests, and I'm just wondering, again, if council will consider approving them, and then in the future, if council would still like me to bring these requests for discussion, or if you just want me to go ahead and if there's no conflict going on in the park on that day, just to go ahead and allow that.
Personally, I'm good with that. That's why we built these parks, to use them, and it shouldn't have to come to council for approval every time.
The only things with the conflict is we have some like pickleball.
That's what I was
different
gonna
ones
say.
in case we're already booked, that's would be the only issue I have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Harold, you okay with that?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. They went home? Thank you,
I
Alex.
wouldn't let them in a hurry.
So that goes not just for CRC, but any request.
Yeah, no problem.
Unless it's somebody new, of course, right? Like if we've done them before, then do it, but if somebody's new. Even if it's new.
As long as there's no conflict.
That's right. We're gonna approve it, so it's a waste of our time.
You got.
And I will provide an update to council just to let you know that they would be
Yeah.
using it and what they would be using it for, dates and times, and I can do that by Zoom.
Does anyone else have any new business?
I do.
Okay,
Just quickly, I attended the Killing Friendship Club's annual general meeting today. That was a success, so two things I want to mention. First of all, Rochelle Clayton has been the president over the past year, and it's been a very difficult year at the club, and I'd like to thank her and congratulate her on a successful year. The club's coming out of this year in a really solid financial position. And they've done some really good efforts at fundraising, so that's great. And wishing Terry Johnston as the new president for the upcoming year, and wishing her the best of luck.
My neighbors would be mad at me, I didn't go over it.
anyone else have new business? Oh, you were taking care of earlier? You guys? Okay, I have a couple things. Pickleball free beginner clinic, July 10th at 5 p.m. at the Killaloo rink.
I'm too fast.
No, anyone can play Carl. This is really taking off, like it is. There's a lot of people playing.
Can I interrupt you just for pickleball? My grandson, he works for BDI, and he actually paid one of those courts up in where he was. Up on the other side of Palmer Rapids up there somewhere. They went in and they had the posts and everything, and I think money, but they paved the whole thing for pickleball.
I can see that. Okay, along the same lines, I didn't realize there is an agreement with the pickleball people. For the Kelly event. They want to ask us if they can increase their committee size to 14 from 9.
Their committee. What does that have to do with
Is that a
us?
group or a committee? What is it?
That was a request that was placed upon me.
Nothing to do.
So they asked me to bring this to, they asked me to bring this to council. And I'm not sure if there's parameters within our agreement. I don't know.
I've never seen.
Oh, okay. So we're okay with them having this.
Disagree to let the meetings.
Yeah,
That's the only issue that we have. Oh, there is a key, right? They have a key.
I believe so.
Yeah. They're starting to get, they want to develop a relationship with both schools, just like for ice hockey. They want the kids to come and learn to play pickleball too. So I'll reply that 14 is fine. Okay.
I would be more comfortable if you reply that it's not our decision.
Yeah, okay. Okay, some good news. The Canada Community Building Fund released their numbers. And I can tell you that AMO was very diligent in pushing for this. Next year, our allotment will go to $78,927.80, which is an increase of $3,157.11. The good part about this announcement by this group is that they've now committed for 5 years. This has always been a 1 year at a time type thing. They have committed to a 5-year plan now, which is awesome. So I had sent council an option in regards to our roads situation. Does council wish me to read this?
So get up.
I'll give you, sorry,
Isn't that their finance meeting?
no. We can,
Okay, sure.
so after the good news, Dean's report, the price for Byers Creek was $208,000. I'll just read the high points. $208,000 was the price. We budgeted for $360,000. So there is $151,000 left, plus there's $232,000 in the reserves of the road reserve. So I had listed 3 different types of options. One was to take the 151 and put it into the reserve, road reserve, which would increase that next year's item would show us $383,720. Or option 2, these are in no specific order, okay? Use the 151,000 and do another road. So one that came to mind was the James Zumac Annie Horseshoe. I don't know what that road would cost.
That costs more than Byers Creek and all the manholes, plus they gotta do curving down to the ditches, so it doesn't wash away.
Never be done for that money.
This is just an option, okay. Use the 151,000 and do the second road on Dean's List, which was Mask Road. If we were to do that, we would have to take additional money probably because it would be comparable to Byers Creek. So that was all put into your notes. Now, I'm pretty sure, Tammy, you could confirm this for us, that we have to spend this money entirely on roads or infrastructure. And generally speaking, I don't think we should really have any money in the reserve account for roads. Because once that money comes in from OCIF or the gas tax, take for example, this year, OCIF, there was 265,000, gas tax, there was 75,000. Those are designed strictly for infrastructure and roads. to top it up to 360, we had to put from our working funds 18,000 into that. To get to the total of 360. So. That was a whole lot of talking. Does anyone have any questions or? Does anyone? Comments?
I have a comment, just on that, so if we're gonna do any of that
Yeah.
stuff that you just said there. We have, I forget the number of dollars.
We have 151,000 difference from
We've
what,
already passed the budget and.
yeah.
So in order not to screw everything up, we're gonna have to make sure we don't go over that amount. Can't be start drawing out of here and there now,
No, exactly. I agree.
so we'd have to make sure we don't, you know,
Go
if you're gonna
under.
fix another road, it better be one that you can do for 100.
Right.
Whatever you have there,
I agree. I agree. Totally.
we don't wanna.
You're not gonna
Get
screw anything up.
another notice to the. They have to raise the taxes another 5%.
No.
I personally think it should go back into reserves.
I do too, and my reasoning behind it is we're too late in the year. All the construction companies have already booked most of their work. So if they do put a tender out for it, they're gonna put it at a higher price because they don't need the work anymore. And it's gonna cost us more money to do the same job. If we put it out next April, we'll get it done a lot cheaper.
Carol?
I say put it in reserves and maybe we can do 2 roads next year.
Bill?
Yeah, and I think we do need reserves, so we never know what's gonna happen, and there could be an infrastructure thing or a road thing that we have to fix.
All right.
I keep it in reserve.
If I go out shopping for a dress for $1,000 and it costs 200, I'm pretty happy with that, so I put the money away.
You spent $1,000 on a dress?
Wedding dress.
So it sounds to me, option A, put it in reserves. Everybody okay with that? Okay, I will stop thinking that. Okay. I think, does that cover everybody? Everyone's covered? Motion to go into committee.
Moved by Maureen McMillan, second by Ted Brown, be it resolved that council move into a closed meeting pursuant to section 239 of the Municipal Act 2001 as amended for the following reasons. Personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees.
All those in favor? Carry.
Don't you destroy our boats.
Right out.